Welcome to the first session of Couples in Business, where we would like to share some of our best moments and some of the most difficult moments with you as we navigate the waters of business as a couple. With that, we start with our introductions. This is Rolando Vega, and I am the co-founder of Analytics Automations.
And I am Iris Maldonado, and I'm also the co-founder of Analytics Automations.
I am Girija S, President and Chief Customer Success Officer of Signatech.
I am Sivapuniyam Dakshinamurthy, co-founder and CEO of Signatech. Thanks, Rolando, for that, for arranging this wonderful discussion. We are happy to join you here. We all have our own, reason to be in a business or start a business. I'm curious to know that why did you want to start a business?
Yeah, so thank you for that question. I have two key motivations that propelled me forward to kind of start a business. And the first one has to do with the time where we're living, how fast technology is going forward, especially in the field of artificial intelligence. And I am a bit concerned about the speed at which that is going and the fact that people, generally speaking, don't move that fast. And why the struggle? We operate typically in the physical world. We see the things that we do with our hands. And over the last few decades, there is a big development of things that we do in an intangible digital world. And the world that we will live over the next decade will be increasingly more digital, as we all know. It's part of the digital transformations that companies are engaging in. And while we have some measures and control, we understand what governance looks like for the physical world. I don't believe that we understand what it means for the digital world. And that creates a struggle, because when you have people who is properly educated, then you have people that will fight for the things that are worth fighting for, the ethical principles, the morals that drive a society. And one that is really close to my heart is freedom. I think that we may be at a point where we need to stand up as a community of companies, as a community of small businesses, medium-sized businesses, and that was one of the key motivations. The other motivation is really driven by, some of the struggles as we saw ourselves embedded in a company where we were creating value for that company, and I was feeling that I was doing my best, working, being excellent in my job, but I was getting a little bit stuck, and that brought me to a critical point. What else would you add to that?
Yeah, I always encourage Rolando to start his own business because I saw in him so much potential, so much. He is like, I would say, like a ball of energy, and yeah, and I felt that in many of the companies that he worked, like there were so many bureaucracy, so many, things that stopped him, like because he wanted to go in a faster speed than the company would allow. So, and he was very passionate about it. So I felt that if he, start his own business, he can, do what he wanted to do, to be at the speed that he wanted to do or to be, and and I think that I had a complete trust in him, faith in him that he was going to do well and awesome.
Nice.
So,
This, by the way, brings me to the other component of that, and that is the return on the investment that we were putting into the company that we were working at. We were essentially giving all of our investment, meaning all of our precious time, was being poured into this company. And there was a point, almost a year and a half ago, where we had a family moment, and it was the time where my grandpa, who lives in Puerto Rico, and by the way, we're actually in Puerto Rico today, and we're celebrating this time together.
It's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And so that year and a half ago, my grandpa was turning 92 years old, and even though we had a blessed life, I had a good job. It was a really, really stable job. I think that many people, struggle in a similar way, in that they have a stable job and they're questioning and asking, should this be the time where we start a new company? I was exactly at that point, and even though I was stable, I couldn't bring the family to Puerto Rico. We had reached our limit, and you would think, hey, someone who was an executive, you can pretty much go do whatever you want to do,
Yes.
travel the world and all of that. And we have a big family. We couldn't reach that. When my daughter said, Dad, I have the senior high school trip, an educational homeschool trip to New York, Boston, and Washington, and I told her, hey, sweetie, we cannot go. She was already making plans to start kind of selling Legos, selling a lot of things that she had in order to, being able to go to the senior trip. But then she started crying and telling me that how could I go to New York for this trip when you want to take the family and you want to go see your grandpa. And so that was a very emotional moment for me, because I wanted not only to see my grandpa, but she was making a sacrifice in order for the family to focus on the things that matter most. So it was a combination, Siva. Why I was moved, there is a big need in society for better educated people in the topic of data governance, one. And two, there was a lot of potential that remained untapped, and that we wanted to go and pursue that.
Amazing.
What drives you? I'm curious.
Well, for me, I came from a very rural village, and I didn't even have access to the advanced education, and somehow I found my way out to get into this computer industry, the software development job, and then I was privileged to come to US within after first 1 year of employment. Ever since when I started, right, I always connect back to my place where I came from. I wanted to create an opportunity for those people like with a similar background. And I also was inspired by the first company which I worked with, Wipro. The founder had had created a big, amazing business model. Then I learned the business model. I felt that one day I'm going to create a business of like this, give opportunity to the people coming from the rural background. At the same time, I had a privilege to work big corporates like GE, General Motors. I learned the business model, but I want to take that to small and mid-sized business. So one side, job creation, giving opportunity for the people coming from similar background. Another side, helping out small and mid-sized business who have the same challenges of Fortune 500 company, where they don't have all the means to get the same capability. So I thought that I will take it on and build a business model, serve the small and mid-sized business, give opportunity to the people coming from rural background. And Girija, you want to share anything?
No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so since you have been in business for more than 10 years, I would like to know, how did you do, if you have any advice to go through, the tough times, the economic challenges, if there were something, a lesson learned or something like that you can, tell us how you did, and things that help you to go through those difficult times.
It's a very great question, Iris. I think we are going through a recession and we are hoping we would come out of it stronger, but how we handled it, for me, the change in the economy is like a change of season, and we are like having winter, spring, fall. Just because winter is here, we are not going to stop living our life, right? I come from Wisconsin, it means like it's very cold winter at times. The same way, just because the economy is tough, we don't stop doing business. And we just focus on our goal, and we just do whatever meant to do, and we just adapt to the situation and work towards it. Luckily, when we had the COVID situation, I know it was very bad for people around the world, but we are able to grow multitude through COVID time. So, and other thing I follow in life and business, you just have your goal and take one step at a time. Then you just achieve your goal no matter what.
Good.
Yes,
Good.
you know.
Awesome.
Well, one thing we have, right, when the economy is, when there is a fluctuation in the economy, coming to the background that we serve small and mid-size,
Mhm.
we found more opportunity. And no matter what is the economy over there, sometimes we need to pivot to different customer segment. For example, during the COVID, we were only doing IT services for manufacturers. We never thought that industries like locksmith industry will have some IT need. So we went after them, and they were very busy even in the COVID. That we found some opportunity. So the long story start, right? When the economy is going up and down, you find innovative way of finding new customer segment, pivot in the different direction. To keep your business going. And then the one thing is that we should not keep our hope down. That it's easy to say, it is easy to put a blame on economy for not doing well, or we can just find an innovative way of reaching out to other customer segments, still create more business opportunity. I think that's what happened to us during COVID, and in fact, we doubled our business during COVID. I'm always curious, the most toughest thing is that transitioning from your full-time job into business. How did you prepare for this transition?
Yeah, well, so looking in retrospect, I think that I was in the process of doing a lot of things that I didn't know were going to be so instrumental. I would like to take a lot of credit and say I have been planning these out very nicely. I have an Excel sheet that has a month-by-month strategy, and I prepared, and then I left my previous job. It didn't quite work like that. However, the attitude and the approach to how I was doing work was very, very fruitful, because it led, helping others in different circles of influence, whether it is your kids, your family, your extended family, the company where you're working, and the people you surround yourself with, or the associations that you participate in, the community groups. All of those circles of influence, we interact with all of them every single year, and so and every quarter. So the point is, without looking or thinking, oh, I'm gonna be helping them because I'm gonna get a business deal out of them in the future. I was never thinking like that.
Things doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. So I was participating and pouring out of what I knew and what I had, and sharing of the best I had, not knowing that when the time came that we needed to move on, then I had relationships that I could pick up the phone, and actually one friend of mine told me, Rolando, I hear that you're gonna leave your job. Do you have some customers already lined up?
That was fantastic.
And then, I started kind of sweating from the inside because we had made a decision, but we didn't quite have a plan of what customers or what revenues we were going to generate.
Yeah.
So at that point, it was kind of a scratching your head kind of moment. I know what the very next step is, but I haven't thought through all of the steps along the way. I pick up the phone, I make some phone calls to some of the relationships I have been building over time, and essentially that opened a door that created opportunities to essentially initiate new business opportunities and contracts to get things going. So
Yeah, when Rolando told me that that he felt that it was the right time to leave his job and to start a new business, I was like, okay, let me check if we can do that. Let me check the finances, because I'm pretty much in charge of the finances. He makes the money, I manage it. So I was like, okay, let me see what do we have in the bank, what we have in savings, to see how long that will, carry us on.
Yeah.
And, until he start, that doing some revenues, earning some revenue. So we check our finances, and I say, okay, we can do this, like for this certain amount of month.
Yes.
Hopefully by that time you have something.
Yes.
That you are earning some revenue, so we can go on. If not, maybe you have to go back to find a job.
Always, yeah.
But no, we were very confident then it was the right time and that doors were going to be open and yeah, that was.
And we have been incredibly blessed ever since.
Yeah.
Now, the question now goes back to you. There is a little bit of a dynamic of, as you know, as we're just sharing, you know, of give and take between husband and wife. I am quite sure that you have had a lot of those dynamics.
Yeah.
You must have discovered, you know, one or two secrets about how did you balance that element of the work component, the work commitments, and the family balance, which, you know, it's a tough thing to achieve.
Well, honestly, I did not have the balance between family and life for a long time. You know, reflecting back, before I started business, I was working in a consulting industry. My typical day start with 4 a.m. working from people somewhere like in Mexico or India, because I was working in a consulting company where global sourcing, like teams were there in multiple time zones. I start my day 4 a.m., work with the people working in offshore, and then 8 to 5 with the client, and then I come home. I get tired, I just, you know, do whatever I need to relax, and then again connected to the computer, work till 11:30. That used to be my lifestyle. I didn't realize that I was only taking care of the work. I was not doing anything at the home. It was always work, work, work. I was running a rat race in the corporate. It's all about, okay, what is the next project, what is the next promotion, what is the next hike. But I never bothered to look at home that, you know, what's going on. Until my wife, I and my wife had a conversation one day. Somehow this conversation went by. My wife said that, you know what? You're sitting right next to me or in the next room, working in our home. We feel like you don't exist in our life. That was shocking and powerful statement and made me to reflect what I was missing. I completely ignored what was going on in my house, only focusing on the, like, you know, my work and work, right? And then we had a conversation. You know, I didn't even realize that what that means for someone in my life that I love and then married, and then to say that statement made me think that what am I doing? Why am I doing all these things? If someone in my life is not even feeling me that a part of their life, then I had to re-look at everything. Then then I realized that when I'm gone to the work, like my wife Girija is the one who taking care of the kids and, you know, picking them, dropping them and all. Like, I don't even ask her how she's doing in her day, and I don't want to live that life like that. You know, that's when, you know, I started looking at what is important to me. It's like, you know, how do I get the financial freedom? How do I get to work when I want to do? All the thought process started slowly. We were building, you know, in that direction, that, you know, achieving that work-life balance. And then, you know, one of the reasons to start my business was that. And again, if I say that I have done it alone, no, nobody can do that without your partner's help. I think here, you know, she was the reason. You know, she made me to believe that, you know, that the trigger point was that conversation. And then I started working since then. Even now, I would say that, like, compared to where I were, probably I would have improved 70%. I'm still working on, but I cannot do it alone. But we share some of the responsibilities to achieve that work-life balance. And Girija, I want to share your side of the story, that how are we doing this?
Yeah, I know. I know it was a very harsh statement to make, but that time it was like we got a lot of good things going on in life. We got 2 beautiful kids, like 2 and 4. Like, it's taking care of them. It's like a full-time job and all the sleepless nights and all those things. And the reason I needed to ask was, like, she was very dedicated and very loyal. He kind of puts his heart and mind in whatever he is doing, and he want to do the project very well, take care of the team and make sure everything is like done well. He don't want to miss a drop, anything in between. That's why he would be busy, like, focusing on the project since morning to night. that is very good, and that's what helped us to grow where we are, that kind of a dedication, and helped us to achieve what we achieved in life. But still, that was also another reason we started the business. Like we really, I mean, some companies, some projects, they don't focus on the work-life balance. They kind of like treat, okay, I want to achieve the project. If it's going to take like 30 days, we want to do it in 10 days, 15 days, and that will help them like be like make more profit, more revenue. And we decided that's not the lifestyle we want to live, and we don't want anyone to live that kind of a way. That's the reason we started our own company. And when we started the company, we also have the work-life balance, and we also make sure our team has that kind of a similar work-life balance, and we focus on their mental health and physical wellness. What are the struggles going on? Where are they in their life? We do frequent touch points. Make sure the job or project they are working on, it's comfortable for them. Sometimes bachelors, they want to work more, they want to prove themselves, but if they're having a baby, if they're going through some other situation, we make sure we don't put in the project that demands lot of attention from them. We allocate the work based on their what they can do and their situation in life. So that we do for the team, and that we are able to do it because it's our own company. We do the rules and we put people first, whether it is a customer and whether it is an employee, we want to put them first and do it. And for me and for Shiva, we do the work when it is needed, because sometimes work needs all our attention, it still does. But at the same time, when its family needs our attention, we take care of this family and we do everything for the family. Either myself or Shiva, someone with our team, they pitch in, they take care of the business. So it's like kind of a teamwork and family life. So that makes us happy, because we are trying to make a difference, making the world successful, better for the clients. Still, we don't want to kill ourselves to doing that. So that kind of balance we are trying to achieve, and he improved a lot, I would say. He gives me time. He asks me, are you okay? Is it stressful? He knows what are my stressful triggers, and he will say, okay, you focus on what is good for you, and I will focus on the other things, because anybody can do anything, but some people we should focus on what we are good at it. So then I do whatever I am comfortable doing. The stressful things, we can take help from others to do it. And that brings me to your question. I know you have awesome kids, and you do very successful homeschooling, and your kids are acing in all the exams. Congrats to that. And it takes a lot of time.
It is a lot of work. Having 5 kids and homeschooling them, it is a lot of work. But it is great. I have a great partner, like you said, in crime.
Yeah.
And adding this new facet in our life, a new business. We just needed more coordination, more planning. Okay. And I'm a planner, so I'm okay, what do we want to accomplish this year? For school-wise, with the kids, and I like to write it down to see if everything that I want to do it fits in the schedule.
Yeah.
And then I do like a year planning, but then a monthly planning, and then the weekly planning, day by day. And then one thing that it has helped us a lot, and we we appreciate and we value, is that every Saturday is our day to first to rest, to get together, to be with the family, to organize our mind, and then we do something with the kids, and we call it the governance.
Yes.
Governance time. So with them, we talk about what we're gonna do the next week, and so we plan day by day. We talk with our kids if they have any activities and anything that they wanted to do or they need to accomplish during the week, and how we can, arrange and coordinate our efforts for everybody, like try to accomplish their goal for the week.
Yeah.
So if Abigail has an activity and Rolando, I cannot take her to any activity to that activity, so Rolando can jump in and take her. So yeah, that's something that we do. We do our governance time as a family, and it helps us a lot.
Yeah.
Something like I like to add on the governance time is that is not just about the plans that were done in the year and the month, which are reviewed every week.
Uh-huh.
But I think an area where I see the eyes of our kids with a spark is when we ask, what opportunities are we missing? And that's when they come with ideas. Hey, can I invite my friends over on Friday, this coming Friday, or next Sunday? Can we do this? Can we do that? And they get creative. And it takes, some flexibility on our side to kind of negotiate some of these terms.
Yeah.
Similarly, it happens with the business activities that are happening. Just like we give the kids the opportunity to share where we need to be thoughtful and listen to their needs. Then I also pull my, the key activities that are happening, and we merge the family
It's like a
and the
facility.
business into the governance calendar. We actually have the big TV on the living room, and I kind of share my screen with the family calendar for governance time. And we calibrate, we kind of go through a scenario where, hey, this is gonna be happening. So after this, what do you do again? And they tell us, it's a little bit of that coordination, which they are looking forward to it. We are looking forward to it. And there has been weeks where we don't do it, and it's Tuesday and it's Wednesday, and we feel a little bit lost because we didn't do a little bit of a rehearsal. I think that in the coming months, we will see how we take this rehearsal in a different dimension.
Yeah.
Where we're now more into the horizon. We do the year planning, but I think we need to set some targets. And some
It's
goals.
also create opportunity for bonding. As a family.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I want to say something like, by having all this business work schedule you have in front of your family, and you like the kids will understand how hard you are working, what is important to you, and then they will be flexible and adaptable, like not complaining. That's all the family values you're talking about, how the kids are like okay to go with the flow, and it's easy to do it. Yeah, the coordination is the key. Yeah, thanks for sharing. It's very nice to understand and listen.
No, it's happened a lot, like even in our life now, that our elder daughter see what we are doing. Suddenly she started chiming in our business discussion and nicely contributing.
Nice.
Do's and don'ts, and sharing her perspective. We encourage her, because part of why we do business is that setting an example for our future generation also. Right?
And like some of her perspective is very unique, and you would not think like to do it, and it's a learning experience. It's very nice for them to listen and chime in and be part of that. It's a family business at the end of the day, right?
So as we look towards the end of this initial conversation,
Yes.
we have shared a little bit about some of the most difficult, tough times, how we wrestle, how we discuss, how do we navigate those waters. Let's end on a positive note. Let's talk a little bit about success. How you guys define success?
Okay.
For me, success is making wealth without compromising any of our core value in the personal life and professional life, and making wealth without compromising happiness in our personal life. And then we also, first it will start with the immediate family, and then our extended family, and then as we focus on that, the family, our extended family is also including the family of the people who are working for us. When I continue to make like the wealth by taking care of all these things, that's what to me is success look like, and we are all working towards that. And Girija may have some additional perspective, but
I'd like to take one category at a time. Right? For me personally, being successful means being centered and able to do the things I need to do easily, effortlessly. That means having the positive mindset towards the life challenges and being in the high vibration and able to go through it and take the right decision instead of like being affected by it. So that's very great success for me personally. If I talk about business, and I know our business has a lot of growth potential, and I want to grow the business to its fullest potential by having the team deliver their best and helping them to be their best version of it by doing whatever it takes. Maybe giving them different time slots, or giving them additional help, or giving them the training, or giving them either the breathing class, yoga class, whatever it takes them to be their personal best, whether it's English communication, sometimes we need to do that. Then delivering a good quality product and help the customer to be successful. And for family, I want my family to be happy and healthy and thrive. Most importantly, I want them to love their life, love themselves. If we can achieve that, and it's like heaven on earth, and that's the best thing that can happen. I think all of us are go towards it, right? Trying to be happy and successful and enjoy the process. I mean, it will be challenging. That doesn't mean we cannot enjoy it. Challenge is what it makes us grow. So that's what for me.
Yeah,
What about
I
you?
loved what you said. I love it, and I agree with you. I would say that in the personal level, success for me, it'll be to keep our good relationship, with our husband, enjoying our family, our kids, see our kids successful, enjoying life, happy, and that's one of my my vision, to see them good citizens, enjoying life, and be
Be
healthy.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and then business. Business. I see if we can create a community, like you said, a community where everybody can work, with passion and with trust. We love to gain the trust of our employees or independent contractors or vendors, customers, clients, to work with trust. I got your back, you got mine,
That's
we
very
want the
important,
best for you,
Yeah.
and I'm expecting that you also want good for
Yes.
me. So to have that community in a business place, that for me is successful.
Very well said.
Yeah, success.
Trust is very important, right?
Yeah,
Without trust, we
exactly.
cannot do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
I think that on the business we are 100% on the same page. On the personal side, I would add to what you said. I used to be very structured, very focused on operational excellence, and that structure brought out of me what could be a robot at execution. And for me, success personally is the counterbalance of that. While that will be focused on, the delivery of results, I am now in a phase where I need to leverage my curiosity and my openness to really get the best out of other people, not just the best in what I can do and the best in what I can do leading other people. Is really more about the people itself, and and so that's personally. On the business side, the way that I would describe what you just said is kind of riding a wave. I am not a big surfer. In fact, I'm a little bit afraid of swimming. But there is something in life that I am beginning to really enjoy a lot, and that is learning to appreciate the moment. Submerge in the immerse in the moment, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Listen to what other people are really saying, and when they have a big smile, there is a reason behind that smile. Why are they smiling? Get into their life a little bit, lean into it. And I have seen that with our customers and our partners in the midst of a conversation, and we solving problems together, and them, getting excited about what we're doing, asking questions. We're the ones delivering solutions, but we also have questions from them. And for us to be vulnerable and to act essentially as a family in business.
Yeah.
So to create that synergy, it's gold.
Yeah.
It's gold. So with that, we're coming to the end of this first session. I'm so happy that we made it happen, that we came together, we spent the time here. And with that, thank you for spending the time with us.
Yes.
Thank
we
you.
loved it.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Thanks for having us. It's an amazing place, and we enjoyed cooking from your son. It was nice. It's nice to spend time with all amazing people like you guys. Yeah.
There could not be a better way to celebrate the end of the year other than this kind of meeting with you and having this collaboration.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And I think that this is just the beginning of something really amazing.
Yeah.
We're looking
I
forward
think so.
to more of this discussion, and I
Uh-huh.
hope that this is helpful to those that are listening to this conversation. And if you want to hear more of these, feel free to share your comments with us. We'll be more than happy to continue sharing from these perspectives with you in the future. So until next
Thanks
time.
for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.